Mediocre motherfuckers of YouTube. I doubt you can see me right now. But that's alright, because it's not important that you see me. Actually, I should give you a shot of the road if anything else. There, I'll give you a shot of the road. How's that? So there's been people here on YouTube kind of wanting to know how I feel about things that went on in the last 24 hours. Where the fuck am I at? Where in the hell am I at? This ain't not where I want to be. Yeah, see, I took a fucking wrong turn talking to you guys. Anyway, a lot of people want to know my thoughts on what went down, what happened at the Capitol building in the last 24 hours. A lot of people saying a lot of things on YouTube. And so I'm going to give it to you. Where in the fuck? I know where I'm at, but I just don't even understand how the fuck I got here. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't get here by watching the fucking road. What street is this? Oh, okay. Okay, I can just go out this way. Alright. Now that I figured out where the fuck I'm going. Boy, I haven't been through this part of town in a long time. It's a nice little town here. I need to turn around though. Yeah, otherwise I'm gonna be up here on Plymouth Road where I don't wanna be. Use this guy's driveway. Alright. So in regards to what happened at the Capitol building yesterday, let me start off by saying I am so glad and so proud that I live in a country where we can speak our mind the way people spoke their mind yesterday. And as you guys know, I don't watch mainstream media. I caught a little bit of it because my kid was watching it and whatnot. But I didn't really watch because I was just too damn busy. But from what I saw and what I looked at today, it looked like the majority of those people were coming down to peacefully protest what they believe is right. Then there were the useful idiots who broke into the Capitol, damaged property, forced their way into the Capitol, and made everyone else look like a bunch of fucking assholes. And for that, every one of those motherfuckers should get locked up. See, I didn't know I was as far along as I was, and I was looking at my phone as I went through this light. I was supposed to make a turn. That's crazy. I mean, that just goes to show what looking down at your phone for a second can do. Now, I'm totally fucking off track down a road that I know, but I haven't been down this road in a long time. That's fucked up. Yep, that's fucked up. That's, what do they call it? Distracted driving at its best. That could have got me killed. Anyway, what happened yesterday was, as they say, democracy in action. So I break it down like this. I break down the assholes that I just talked about who broke the law, vandalized property, broke into the building, and did stupid shit. The fucking complete assholes. Then I know there's a group of fucking crackpots out there who just fucking, believe whatever the fucking 6 o'clock news tells them to believe. And then that leaves everyone else. And when that many people are saying, hey, something's wrong, I gotta believe something's wrong, right? But if you're a critical thinker, and you're realistic about the situation, you've known that something has been wrong for a long time. Long before President Trump came along, before Obama came along, and even before Bush 2 came along, although that was another election. Democrats been stealing elections for a long time. And I say that, and I point at the Democrats for that. However, the other part is this. It doesn't matter who the president is. And at this point in our history, it doesn't matter who's holding seats in Congress or the Senate. Because not one of these people give a shit about the common man. Meaning you and I. We don't fucking matter. Like my buddy Nyla's Lives Matter. No lives matter. That's how I always think about that when I see you up there, man. No lives matter. Because we don't. These people have been holding office. They're not representing you. That's their job. To me, I can't see how they haven't been fired from their job, because they haven't been doing the basics of their job for fucking decades in most cases. They don't represent you. They're holding office representing their own interests. Don't believe me? Call your congressman. See if any action takes place. Especially if it happens to be an issue your congressman disagrees with you on. You think he'll even think about it? You think your congressman or your congresswoman or your congressperson will even think about your point of view if they disagree with it? Think they'll even consider the way you think about an issue they may disagree with? I believe that being a member of Congress would be an awesome responsibility where you can't please everyone. But at the same time, no matter how much you disagree with something, you have to represent your constituents' point of view. Even if you completely disagree with your constituents, maybe it's time to get in a room and listen to those you disagree with and see if you can find common ground and a compromise. I mean, politics today is just so fucked. They want this black and white shit, one way or the other. Y'all want it one way, but it's the other. And you know what? I think maybe what happened yesterday was a sign that the middle class people are saying, you know what? You fucking people want it one way, but it's the other. And that goes for Republicans and Democrats alike. Oh, and by the way, since we're on the topic of politics, what'd you say? Oh, there's something in the complaint jar? Okay. Dear Detroit Wrecker, where are my replies and my comments? Let's give this guy some room here. Make sure he's not standing outside the car where we can run him over. Alright. Dear Detroit Wrecker, where are my comments? Where are my replies? You're shadow banning me. You're censoring my replies and my comments. As I've said many times before, you guys, I live a busy life. And as much as I love you guys, every one of you who subscribe, and especially those of you who take part, support the channel by commenting, I'm sorry to admit to you that I don't have time to read all of your comments, let alone reply to all of your comments. And YouTube's algorithm, whatever it is, randomly decides to throw some of your replies and comments into my held for review folder. Why? I have no idea. I have no filters on. I have none of that shit. I can make it that way where all the comments go for held for review. But I have none of that shit on. I have none of the filters, none of the blocking mechanisms on. And I'm not talking about, like, I can understand if it was like some kind of comment with a bunch of bad words or something in it. And YouTube's algorithm threw it into the held for review. But it's fucking random, man. I mean, you could be talking about anything, and YouTube's algorithm might throw it in my held for review folder. Well, here's the thing about that, is I only see my held for review folder when I actually go into YouTube Studio. And I only go into YouTube Studio about once a week, if that. When I do go in there, I go to the held for review folder and I approve multiple comments. Whatever's there gets approved. So if you don't see, if you are that obsessive about your comments and replies that you have logged out of your current account and logged into your other account to come back and check to see if your replies and comments are here on this channel and you don't see them, it's not because I'm blocking or censoring your comments. It's because YouTube's algorithm just, I don't know, it's fucking, it tosses them in there. And I'm telling you, like I said, I could totally understand if it was like some kind of like completely off the wall comment, or if it was some kind of a bunch of dirty words or something in the comment and it threw it in there. Okay, I guess I could understand that, even though I don't have any of the shit turned on for that. But it's like completely random. You could be talking about how nice of a day it is outside, and YouTube's algorithm may or may not throw your comments and replies into my held for review folder. So there you go. I addressed the complaint jar. But yeah, as far as what has taken place in the last 24 hours, I don't know enough to comment on whether the president was in the right or the wrong on this. The only thing that I saw was the president, only thing I saw was the president asking people to go home. I saw a little clip that he released to social media or wherever. Apparently the media didn't release it, but he was telling people it's time for peace and you need to go home now, and enough is enough. That's what I saw today, and that was based on a very small bit of research I did on it. So again, I don't know enough to really comment on whether the president was in the right or the wrong on this whole situation. But again, I am glad and proud to live in a country where people can voice their opinion, and by no means am I talking about the fucking assholes that broke things and broke the law and destroyed property yesterday. I'm talking about people who gathered peacefully to make their voice heard. You know, when stuff like this goes down, I think to myself about places like Iraq, especially Iraq in 1991, when the people there were told, yeah, go ahead, overthrow Saddam, and we're going to help you. And they were told this by the United States, by the way. And then the United States came to a agreement, and then we pulled out of Iraq. You know what happened to those people that that voiced their opinion back then about overthrowing Saddam? Do you know what happened to them? Not only were they killed, but their entire families were killed. Like, okay, you voice your opinion about the election or whatever. Saddam Hussein would come kill you and everyone that was ever fucking related to you all the way down the fucking line. We live in a country where we can go tell the president to go fuck himself. We think he's a fucking idiot. We live in a country that we can do that and walk right back to our house and lay down and go to sleep. I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to end this on a little story about my neighbor who I've talked about in the past. During this whole coronavirus thing and the upcoming election, he's lived in this country now for about, I think, a little over 20 years. He's from Romania, immigrated here legally, and ever since he's become a citizen, he's voted in every election. And with this virus that we've all experienced and the option of mail-in ballots, he didn't want to mail in his ballot. He's not the type of guy, he doesn't, even though he's elderly, well, yeah, he's elderly, he doesn't even do a absentee ballot. He likes to go to the poll to vote. So a couple days before the vote this year, he stopped me. He says, "Hey, I have to talk to you for a second." Okay, what's up, man? Listen, he says. Listen, what the virus and all of this going on. What happens if I do not vote? I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, what happens if I do not vote? What happens? I said, I don't understand. Nothing. What do you mean? If you don't want to vote, don't vote. No, he says. No, in my country, if you do not vote, the policemen come to your door and ask you why you not vote, and then take you to a voting poll and tell you who to vote for. And I said, well, so you live in the United States now, so nothing's going to happen to you if you don't vote. And he asked me, he goes, "You're sure?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm sure." And he was still nervous about it. And I'm sure I'm not the only person he asked about this, because he was concerned, okay? He was concerned about what might happen if he didn't vote. And this guy's from Romania, okay? We're not talking about a Middle Eastern country. So, to be honest with you, I don't know whether he voted or not. I asked him, I said, "Well, what about absentee ballots? So you got a mail-in ballot, right?" And, I do not trust that. That is not right. That's what he told me. That is not the right. I said, well, if you don't want to vote, you don't have to vote. Okay, But that guy has, anytime I start feeling bad and shitty about the USA, I can just go talk to him. And it's not too often I feel shitty about living in the USA, but, I tell other people, I tell my kids, you want to know what it's like to be an American, you want to know, go talk to an immigrant from, go talk to our neighbor from Romania. Been in this country for 20 years. He told me one time, he goes, here, he goes, you guys have all these rights, a right to this, a right to that. He said, where I come from, You don't have a right to anything. You can be walking down the street and the police officer could just stop you and say, what are you doing? How come you're not at work? And they just take you wherever they're going to take you. And, you know, and that's, you know, that's living on Earth in 2021, man. That's happening right now. And I think a lot of people who criticize the United States are a lot of people with the fucking wool over their eyes about shit that's going on right now on this earth. You know, Ice-T once said, I think the war that we're all fighting is fucked up the most, and that's the war inside our brain. And I think Ice-T hit the nail on the head when he said that. I think the war we're all fighting is the one that's the most fucked up, and that's the war inside our brain. And you know, those of us who were lucky enough to be born here and whatnot, we lose sight of and we criticize this country without thinking first about shit that's going on this earth right now in other countries. We think we have it bad? Are you kidding me? People are dying, literally dying every day to get to this country. They're not fucking dying to get into any other country, but they're dying to get into the United States. Be it legal or illegal. Can you blame the fucking illegal immigrants for coming here? They're just coming here any way they can to have a better life. That's your fucking politics and your fucking politicians is not what's on their mind. What's on their mind is getting out of the situation they're currently in. And that's why people come here illegally. Because the promise of a better life. So there you go. There's my commentary on the events of the last 24 hours, like it or not. I'm going to shut this off now. Peace out. I'll see y'all soon. That's it.